You're now tuned in to the Underground Nation podcast with your host, with the ghost, Bounce Ball Boogie. Today's guest is a fearless force in the underground, model, actress, and musician Sarah Wingfield, known to many as Kawaii Doll for Dead Dolls. She's breaking barriers through beauty, art, and advocacy, using her platform to promote disability awareness, inclusivity, and empowerment. So sit back and let's dive into the world of the underground goddess herself, Sarah Wingfield.
Welcome back to another episode of the Underground Nation podcast. I'm your host with the ghost, the Bounce Ball Boogie. Today we've got a guest who breaks boundaries and redefines what it means to live unapologetically. She's a model, actress, musician, and a bold creative force in the underground. You might know her as Kawaii Doll for Dead Dolls, where she fuses alternative aesthetics with real-world advocacy, championing disability awareness, inclusivity and empowerment, fearless, expressive, and always authentic. Please welcome to the hot seat, the talented Kawaii Doll.
Hey everyone, thanks for having me.
You're
welcome.
welcome.
Here from the UK.
Hey Doll, all the way from the UK to the Underground Nation podcast. Thank you so much for taking some time to speak with us.
Thanks for having me. It's absolute pleasure. I absolutely love the website and the underground music scene, so I really appreciate this opportunity. So if any UK fans watching, whoop whoop, and keep your eyes peeled because we are reviving the UK scene.
Well, I'll whoop whoop to that also. Reviving the UK scene? What do you mean by that?
Yeah, revive it, basically.
Revive
Rebuild.
it? Why do you say revive?
It's kind of faded in the UK. It's a bit different to America. So we started off with a load of horrorcore fans. We had events like Manchester, which I didn't make it to because I've worked hard to get out of being bedbound, housebound sort of situation, which is a tragic backstory, but story for another day. But yeah, the UK juggalo scene is sort of quieting down, so I've been working with other UK juggalo artists and the community here to sort of try and inspire the old juggalos that have, stepped back from the scene, and even new juggalos and juggalettes to sort of, say the UK scene's still here, we still exist, and we ain't quitting. Down with the clown till I'm dead in the ground.
There we go. You heard it from her. You heard it from K-Doll yourself. Well, can you take us back to the beginning, K-Doll? What first pulled you into modeling, acting, and music?
I'd always done music. One of the first songs I wrote, I was 16 and I wrote it with a guitar that I worked 6 weeks to buy in between school. And I recorded my first song, Belonging, which is out on all streaming channels at the moment too. Very grungy, a bit more sort of whole vibes, a bit indie. And that one I recorded in Holland with artist known as Buzz Gringo over there. So he invited me and my friend round, we recorded it in a studio and just went from there really. And obviously I am disabled myself. I have a walking stick. I deal with disabilities. I'm a disability advocate as well for the disabled community. So I lost a lot of time sort of between my 20s and 30s. And one of the therapeutic things of sort of coming back out of that was to just write lyrics down, write how I felt. Rapunzel was about being housebound for over a decade, trapped, imprisoned. I'm still finding my sound, I'm still finding where I fit, but I'm not going to quit, and I'm just going to keep growing and evolving because music's a huge passion to me. When I was 16, I started modelling merchandise for local bands further afield. Started getting me to model for them, so then it went to magazines, catalogues, alternative sites and clothing styles. So I had a lot of fun. With that, I was known as Magnolia model, and my portfolio is still available on Model Mayhem. Some of the old photos are still there. I was at Ultra Vixen in Bazaar magazine, published July 2007. So I've sort of done a lot. But since getting out of the situation with my wheelchair and with being housebound and stuff, because I'm walking with a stick now, I got back into acting. I started off a few years ago for charity, a murder mystery, and I was a character called Frau Schmidt. So I was, the stern housekeeper. Really enjoyed playing that role. And then I started saving up and things, making jewellery, selling jewellery, things like that. And I started investing just small amounts into the creative indie movie scene because I wanted to sort of give back to creatives, being a creative myself. So I continued blogging, I continued writing short stories, you know, as an author. Eventually I just ended up back acting in the films. So Diamond Dogs is available on Amazon Prime. It's a comedy heist. So, you know, for anybody interested in that, that's available right now. I play a brief role of Lucy in Reloaded 3, all of which is all available on my IMDb channel. So just sort of been keeping busy, and in between all of this amazing creative stuff, under the scenes, I'm helping my community. I run community groups. I help educate in regards to invisible illnesses and different disabilities. I aim to inspire, but for the right reasons, because a lot of disabled people are defined as an inspiration for the wrong reasons. Our existence isn't inspirational, what we do with it and how we handle our pain, and that is what we deserve respect for. So I've been challenging things in the UK, trying to petition the government to fully legalise medical cannabis. So I'm an advocate for that as well. And to legalise pepper spray, because I'm tired of seeing young women and girls not able to defend themselves. So I thought to myself, well, what can I do about this? So I did a petition, whether it works, whether it doesn't, I tried my best. So under the scene, like behind the scenes, I'm always helping people. And I choose to sort of uplift, because I come from the day where family uplifted each other, and whoop whoop meant something, you know, like it meant if you were an outcast, if you were someone that didn't fit in, if you were someone that bullied, you had a place, you had a spot, you had your spirit tribe. And they were like Carnival of Carnage, amazing, you know, wicked clowns. And I still vibe hard with that. And it's just, I'll never let go of that. And it's sad to see it dwindle in the UK, but with people like Percy Bones, who's toured with the Ouija Mac, No Tricks, and a lot of the other bands that play Umo, you know, we are doing our best and we are raising the bar to get the Juggalos back together in the UK.
That's incredible. You just dumped a whole bunch of information on my head there, Kate. Like, hold on a second.
Need custom merch that makes your brand stand out? Smoke and Barrel Apparel has you covered. From screen printing and embroidery to promo gear for your next event, we bring your vision to life. Trusted by artists, businesses, and creators across the underground nation. Visit smokeandba.com today and gear up with style. Smoke and Barrel Apparel, where your brand, live your grind. Proud sponsor of the Underground Nation podcast.
First, I need to confirm, you are not a clown girl that's locked away in a tower being forced to be creating all this madness, are you?
I was stuck in a hospital bed for 10 to 13 years. I have different disabilities. I have Ehlers-Danlos, hypermobility syndrome, arthritis, dislocated pelvis, like the list goes on. But I'm doing something good with them.
Yes,
I think it's important that no matter what cards we're dealt, we sort of sit back and we say to ourselves, what can I do about this? I have my bad days. I have to rest before things. I have to pace myself more. But my little mantra is it's okay to be a turtle and not a hare. We still reach the finish line.
Exactly.
It's slower, but we get there and we still match.
Yes, sometimes a hare never even gets there.
Yeah.
But then tell us then, how did the persona of Kawaii Doll come to life, and what does she represent for you?
I think she's sort of my alter sort of ego, the inner sort of horrorcore creation that, you know, was in 98 with Great Malenko and like Twisted, Icy, and then went on to listen to like Cottonmouth Kings, Razakel, Blase Rose, Anybody Killer, you know, and I just sort of like, that got me through a lot of low days, and it's just my humour, and it inspired me to do some satirical songs like My Pussy's Fire, which is quite controversial, and Bell End Cemetery, which was they're completely satirical, but they were fun to record. They were so much fun to record. And my kind of persona with this clown, with K-Doll, is, you know, reject conformity, embrace cringe, you know, unleash, uncage yourself. Be you. Be the person that you were meant to be. And that's what sort of K-Doll is. She's like a manifestation of like all the music and everything I love about horrorcore, all mixed into this uncaged, untamable, you know, wild sort of crazy clown doll. Considering my aesthetic's always been doll-like. It fit. And then when the Dead Dolls were like, hey girl, come join us, I was like, yeah. So been loving
Makes
it with
sense.
that. Ashley's a star. She is such a gem, honestly. All of the girls are. They're brilliant.
Incredible. So then what inspired you to merge your creative work with advocacy for disability awareness and inclusivity?
Disability is a part of me. So even with the K-doll persona, it's not something I can leave behind. I may need my stick on stage. I may need to sit down and perform. I don't care, you know? I'm here and I'm ready and I'm passionate. But advocacy is something I've been doing for over 20 years, the same as music and everything else. So it's sort of, I've wrote papers for care organisations on invisible illnesses for educational purposes. I just recently did a disability awareness talk at my local Rotary, which covered a lot of terminology and a lot of misconceptions and the model of disability, the social model of disability, because we're not always disabled by our conditions. We are, however, disabled by societal barriers, systemic ableism in regards to employment. And I know I'm using a lot of big words right now, but if you want to watch my speech and get familiar with these terms, it's all on my YouTube channel, and it's really informative to be more inclusive towards disabled people, because we are our own outcasts, you know, like, so, you know, what better sort of environment for us than places and people that, you know, are like us and listen to horrorcore rap and have things in common. We need to make it more of a normality. Disabled isn't a dirty word. And a lot of people have stereotypes and stigmatizations, and they don't realize, like, disabled people can be cool too, you know, like, geez. It's just sort of like so much sort of stereotype and those barriers. And I want to just smash them down. And I want to use K-Doll to do it, because at the end of the day, she's the alter ego of me that's sort of untamable and, you know, jet for being who she is and how she exists. Like me, hate me, lick me, whatever. But yeah, I think that we do need a lot more education and awareness in regards to disabilities. I'm also AU ADHD, which isn't a bad thing, which society keeps sort of making out like autism's a bad thing. Most autistic people or people on the spectrum invent things. We hyperfixate, we get passionate about the topics that most people find boring. We change the world. So, you know, maybe that's what scares people in power, you know, because neurodivergency, we do hyperfixate, we know what we're talking about, and we deep dive into that rabbit hole of knowledge on any topic that we are interested in, and we educate ourselves, and we can't help it. It's like our personal interest, and that's how it is. But maybe that threatens power, because we have people, you know, on the spectrum that know what they're talking about, who've gathered the information and can't be sort of puppeteered or manipulated or seduced. And we're stubborn, so like, we get a lot of hate for that, but you know something? I'd rather have friends who are stubborn and friends who are honest and friends who call me out on my shit, you know, than friends who are like, it's been all fake, you know, like, nah. We need to bring back authenticity. The internet has took over and everybody's trying to be somebody.
If you're loving what you're hearing with Kawaii Doll, you're going to be obsessed with the other models, artists, and creatives waiting to be discovered at underground-nation.com. Step into the scene, explore the movement, and don't miss our Underground Goddess feature premiering in the next issue dropping Christmas 2025. Who will it be? Only the Underground knows. Stay tuned.
Please, just be yourself.
Exactly.
With everything you just said right there, can you share a defining moment in your career that made you realize you were breaking barriers?
When people started to come back to me and, you know, thank me, I was scared at first to get back into music, to release music. We're all human, you know, at the end of the day, and there is a lot of judgment out there. And in the end, I just thought, screw it. Let them judge, let them hate, you know, my music will be for the people that want it. And before I released it, I sent it to a few different people, and it definitely had a niche, you know. Truck drivers were listening to me, people were asking for CDs, and I'm just like blown away, and I'm like, yeah, I found my spirit tribe. And so that was you know, the first time that I felt like I'd broken any barriers, and that gave me the confidence, as well as my friend Kurt Clean and Percy Bones, Savage Panda. Basically, they encouraged me, you know, as a old school juggler, a juggalette, wicked clown, whatever you prisons at. And they were like, just release it. Just do it. So I did.
Yeah.
I've got no regret. Yeah, I'm weird. Yeah, I'm quirky. Yeah, I'm not for everyone. But neither is, a lot of things. So to the right people to find me and relate to me, that's great. I mean, my song Breakdown, I've had girls come to me and say, that's exactly how I felt when I was with my boyfriend, unseen. Like he was being secretive, like, girl, that song helps. It heals me. Same with Woman. Feminist army, like true equality and where's the women to women love? Like there's so much like it now. I just want to fight back and be like, doesn't have to be like this, guys. You can agree to disagree. You can have different perspectives on things and still be civil people. We are all in our own little worlds and we should be making it easier and better for each other and not pulling people down and making it worse. And for those out there who are struggling with bullies, I'm not being funny, but if you're targeted, it's because you are shining. You have a light that they want to dim. They want to pull you down to make themselves feel better. And they do that because you are already better than them. So if you take something to heart tonight and sleep on it, take that. If you are being bullied, it is because you are smashing through the matrix, the normalcy, the boredom, the vanilla. You are different. You are special. And you need to cherish that and be like, yeah, I've got a light. I'm going to shine bright.
Yeah, shine bright. Stand up and just shine brighter. Now, music adds another dimension to all of this with your artistry. So how do you balance modeling, acting, and music while keeping your voice authentic across all mediums?
My calendar is a bit everywhere. I only take on one, modeling thing, one film project at a time. So at the moment, I'm going to be Laura Whitmore in the book to film, A Veil of Silence by the author Mike Davies. And I have the pleasure of being lured somewhere to be murdered whilst alive. So I look forward to acting that. I do.
Where are we getting lured to?
Sorry?
Where are we getting lured to?
I'm the one being lured by Thomas Green.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Hold on, I need to go see your movies. How come I didn't see your movies listed off in your bio? That's unfair.
I don't know, homie.
Unfair.
Couldn't tell you.
I need to speak to your management immediately.
Hang on, I'll just get them on the phone. Hello, management. You're fired. Started it.
Settle that. That's awesome. Thank you for doing it. I feel a lot better now. So hold on a second. You said I could go to Amazon Prime and search for movies you've already been featured in, and you're now working on another. Am I hearing you correctly?
Yeah, we film in Liverpool early next year. Mike Davies was a surgeon. He became disabled. He was an inspiration to me. Became an author. I'm an author too. Just sort of networked, and I really, really liked his project. So I got talking to him, and so Laura Whitmore, murder victim in the Veil of Silence, and he's doing Ashes to Ashes and a few other, The Fractured Veil. So they're all to come yet. But the ones that are on Amazon Prime and Tubi and Apple TV at the moment are Reloaded 3, which I play Lucy in, City Rush 4, which my picture's in as a murder victim, news, and in Diamond Dogs, which is like a comedy diamond heist. Very British, brilliant movie there by Chris Smith. So that's available on Amazon Prime at the moment. I don't know if that one's on the others yet, but I know for a fact that that one is on Amazon Prime.
I'm gonna go check this all out immediately after concluding this interview.
Now it's time to turn up the volume and feel the vibe. This is Kay Doll, the fearless force herself, taking you deep into the underground sound with her track, Never Have I Ever. Let it play loud, let it hit your soul, and keep it locked right here on the Underground Nation podcast with your host, with the ghost, Bounce Ball Boogie.
Never have I ever left a friend behind. My brother used to tell me I was ahead of my time. I think I'm a person of a different kind, just someone who thinks world's out of its mind. It's time to draw the conclusion. It's time to stop the confusion. Don't whine when they come for you, son, 'cause you better find yourself a hell of a gun. Cause you better find yourself a hell of a gun. Never have I ever played with someone's soul. 'Cause you better find yourself a hell of a gun. Cause you better find yourself a hell of a gun. It's wrong. It's wrong. Never have I ever. Never have I ever.
I do all that in my own name. So, like, I'm Sarah Wingfield. I'm also known as Cry-Doll Decora with my art and my advocacy. And then K-Doll is my music alter ego. But I find that all of that works because being ADHD, I've got different interests that I'm moving from, and I space them out in a way that benefits myself and benefits everyone. So I like get the rest I need and my energy levels, and obviously I'm prescribed medical cannabis, which helps a lot. Yeah, hands down, saved my life. It's not suitable for everybody. I do advocate for full legalization with education, which is important. And I do
With
feel like that
education.
could help.
Keep it away
Yeah,
from
with it.
teenagers, please.
Yeah, well, it's not suitable for people with schizophrenia or schizoaffective conditions. So it's not just sort of teenagers and children that it could impact negatively. It's also people with those conditions. But for somebody like me and with my disabilities and things, it benefits me and it allows me to mobilize and actually live my life, you know? So
Yeah.
I'm happy to sort of have found the right pain management because now, you know, I'm able to do everything that I've dreamed of for over a decade, staring at a ceiling from a hospital bed. And I just want to sort of inspire others that when you feel, you know, at rock bottom and things, be your own cheerleader, kick your own butt. Like, give yourself some life, give yourself permission to live. Like, don't accept the world that other people tell you to live. If I'd accepted what the doctors had said to me, I would still be stuck in that hospital bed. My dad literally thought I'd die in that bed. Like, it is awful. So, yeah, give yourself that pep talk. Give yourself that kick in the butt. Give yourself whatever you need. But get on your dreams. You have one life. One life. People are going to hate no matter what you do. People are going to gossip no matter what you do. They're going to make up false narratives no matter what you do. So live for you.
That's right. Keep your blinders up. That's awesome. So then how do you hope your visibility impacts people who might feel unseen or overlooked in mainstream culture?
I want them to know they're not overlooked and they're not alone, and I see them. I want them to know that they shouldn't listen to the world or the people around them that make them feel alone, that make them feel worthless. We are all made of stars, you know? I'm not being funny, but if you exist on this earth today, it is for a reason, it is for a purpose. And you cannot let your brain or other people convince you otherwise. So I want to sort of be a voice for them like I am for my disabled community, those who are too scared to speak up, those who are too scared to action positive change, because it does lead to a lot of, I mean, I'm surprised I even got a Facebook hate club going, you know, like a group, I hate Sarah. I mean, come on, where's my hate club, you know, I've earned it. But, you know, and it's like, we need to work together more and we need like more community involvement. I go to my town's council meetings when I'm able to, and I keep, you know, on top of politics as well. So anything changing in my town, if somebody comes to me with an issue, I can either point them in the right direction or I have the knowledge to help them myself. And I do that because people matter and community matters. And with the internet and everything, a lot of people are losing sight of that. You are allowed to not like someone, but what are you doing when you're going out of your lane and going out of your way to make their life miserable? Focus on you. Instead of wasting your energy pulling them down, make your own dreams come true. Do something positive. Change what you want to be changed. Like, stop wasting all this negative energy because it doesn't help anyone. It doesn't change anything. And it doesn't solve anything.
Absolutely. Very well said. And this is all what you're using your platform to really help change stereotypes and empower others. That's incredible.
Need spotless results every time? Call Flawless Cleaning Professionals. Denver's trusted cleaning team for homes, offices, and construction sites. From deep cleans to final touches, they make every space shine with perfection. Reliable, affordable, flawless. serving Denver and surrounding areas. Book your free quote today. Contact Ryan Chavez for booking flawless cleaning professionals and experience the clean that lives up to its name.
I've helped with car park and accessibility, council gatekeeping with housing. I've been in the news myself in the Daily Mail because I'm a medical cannabis, because I've had an important podcast stopped. I've had the police at my door with a...
Why did they stop it?
Because I smoke medical cannabis, and sometimes I smoke it in papers when my vape's on charge or when my joints are stiff and I'm struggling with my Mighty Medic, and I've got permission to do that. But somebody went around sabotaging all of my advocacy and all of my work, emailing everyone, being nasty about me, so it does come under the Malicious Communications Act as well. And they took the side of the abusers instead of thinking, oh, these people are just wanting to sabotage her employment support because I'm looking for paid work. They just want to stop the podcast, which is about employment support, which is important for the disabled community, and my advocacy, in which I promoted in good faith that the right people would find it. What I didn't think was abusers would use that promotion as a way to sabotage it. So I've had to escalate that to an ombudsman. And that's not the only fight as an advocate you have. Basically, I had a false community protection notice sent to me, undated, unsigned, by 3 organisations that ganged up and lied to the police about me. So I've been fighting that as well. Like, I am a blogger. If somebody mistreats someone, myself or others, I will hold you to account. I will challenge you, and I will ask you to either apologise and do better. And that is valid, because people that are behind organisations and things, they have a duty of care to the people that they are meant to be helping. So they don't like that I challenge it. They don't like that I speak out about mistreatment, but I'm not going to shut up. And it's all in the news, the way that the police are just crazy at the moment. Police at my door for blogging about mistreatment. Like, come on. It's ridiculous.
Ridiculous, actually. Yeah, look at the storm that you brewed up. That's wild to hear.
Advocacy does that. People do not like it when people with disabilities start fighting for ourselves. We are seen as such a negative, and I really want to change that, because we are all different and we all bring different things to the table. And some of us even have degrees, and we can't get a job because of systemic ableism. So instead of trying to take our benefits off us, like our UK government, and instead of trying to, make our lives work, why not invest this money that they're wanting to invest in pathetic ID cards that'll probably get cloned and stolen and whatever, into actually helping us get into employment? At the end of the day, I'm still studying now. I'm doing a level 2 in understanding domestic abuse after a level 2 in understanding autism. And my skill set and my education is, I've reached over 100 skills on LinkedIn, so I've maxed out. Who knew you could max out skills on LinkedIn? But our government needs to sort of see, we already work. I work unpaid. I work with children in care. I work with safeguarding legislation. I'm an independent disability advocate. I work giving people a voice and support, unpaid, and because it matters, and because in modern day society it's needed. I want to have schools educate more about dynamic disabilities, invisible illnesses, ambulatory wheelchair users, because there's a lot of misconceptions out there. And a lot of disabled people I know are really cool. I mean, so many, it's ridiculous. A lot of other advocates and influencers that I follow, and they're doing the work our government should be doing. Why aren't our government stepping in,
Exactly. What the heck? I mean, throughout all of this, what's one thing you've learned about yourself through your journey as a model, performer, and everything else you've been mentioning today?
That a lot of things I thought wouldn't be possible is possible. If you had visited me in 2021 or before, you would have had a different me. And if you sat down and said, you're going to be doing this, and this, in 2025, I'd have laughed. What sort of joke's that? Because I was literally stuck in a bed, and we've had hardships. I wasn't expecting my son to get leukemia, cancer at age 2, but it shaped him into the wonderful, teenage boy he is now. And he always moans at me because I'm like, get some ICP on. Why don't you listen to ICP? And he's like, Mariam's not. We laugh about that. But he's sort of got my humour as well. And he's been in remission for a fair few years. I think that I never thought that there would be a day where I would be out of that hospital bed, and never thought that I would be on pain management that helps me to the point where I can walk with a walking stick and have the adventures I'm having now, be in the films I am now. My life is like totally changed since I got out of the wheelchair and be in bed. But
you're tuned in to the Underground Nation podcast with your host, with the ghost, Bounce Ball Boogie. Up next, dive into the dark allure and electric pulse of the underground. This is K-Doll, the one and only Kawaii doll, bringing that raw emotion and fearless energy straight to your speakers. Turn it up and feel the vibe. This is her track, Pulp.
Even whilst I was bedbound, I made myself useful. I had a charitable organisation I was trying to start as a charity, as a trust. I couldn't find the trustees, but I helped millions of women to not end up in wheelchairs during pregnancy, because my dislocated pelvis is something called symphysis pubis dysfunction, pelvic girdle pain. It happens to 1 in 3 women during pregnancy, and it happened to me and mine. And I'm sorry, I choke on my saliva. Why make things easy when you can try and kill yourself every few seconds?
Absolutely.
But yeah, I basically lost my psychology degree, my job, my photography business that I'd started at 21, because 12 weeks into my pregnancy, I woke up in bed and I couldn't move. I couldn't turn and I didn't know what was wrong. And since I've walked on my pelvis, I'm still fighting for surgery with the NHS. I need suture surgery. But I've got 2 fractures and bone shards and a gap of 10.9 millimetres in the symphysis pubis. So symphysis pubis, the middle of your pelvis, is supposed to be like that, right? Mine's a bit like that. So I have instability that affects my muscles, my ligaments, my tendons. I get pain from my knees up until my ribs. And that is just PGP, SPD alone. Then there's osteoarthritis, the Ehlers-Danlos, which is a collagen deficient condition. So like even my organs swell, which I've seen on x-rays, and it's life is a struggle. So what I want to do is I want to spend my time making sure other people don't go through what I went through. I want to make sure other people don't have to endure what I have. I feel like I've been given a second chance at life, and I want to help. I want to action positive change. I want to make things better for people. And I also want to be that weird, quirky doll that, you know, the outcasts can relate to, that give them a voice and a place in the world, because we are all important, all of us. Disability or not, we are all worthy.
Absolutely. If you could leave our listeners, especially those navigating their own creative or personal struggles, with one piece of professional advice on staying authentic and empowered, what would it be?
Keep to your morals. Your morals don't change. Mine haven't changed. When I worked as a learning disabled nurse cadet, I had a boss that was being nasty to people in our care. I might have only been 18 or 19, but I stood between them and I stood up for myself, and I got bullied out of that job. If you don't stay to your morals, you can't stay authentic to you. Yeah, you're allowed to take on information and evolve. So for example, if one of your morals you found out was a bit more negative or harmful than you intended, and you've learned from it and you've evolved, then you've evolved that moral, if that makes sense. So don't be afraid to sort of evolve and grow at the same time, but always remember your roots and stay to your morals, because that is what defines you as a person, your actions, and that's what's most important. But also, if you feel like quitting, hit pause, rest. That's one of the lessons a lot of us with chronic pain, like us chronic pain warriors learn. We learn to rest and pace ourselves. We hit pause, but we never quit. And that is something other people need to take on board as well. I'm allowed to rest. I'm allowed to hit pause, but I'm not going to quit.
That's right. I'm allowed to rest. You hear that over there, Underground Nation? Let me rest. Ain't all sad. I get time to rest.
Yes.
I thought I'd throw it in there. Just give me some time off there, guy.
This behind me is this over here is my Lady B. I try and support as much as I can. I've got a jersey for Dead Dolls modelling I did by Chesty Scrubs, and I'm and I'm getting one of them magazines from Jess Jekyll, so can't wait for that.
Fantastic. Is there any shout outs or thank yous or anything we forgot to promote? Please take this time to shine.
I'm just here to exist and to be a voice for those, have been left in the shadows for too long. So promotion wise, my followers are all authentic. Follow me if you like me, don't follow me if you don't. It's cool. But I do want to say thank you to all of my supporters, all of my fans, all of my followers, my family, my partner, my son, my dad, my mum, those who, despite me being weird and quirky, have annoyed them their whole lives, have still been in my corner and rooted for me, even in times that I thought I was alone. Looking back, I wasn't. I had them. And I'm very thankful for that. And I'm very proud of the following that I've got, the authentic following that I've got. And I hope to keep growing and just keep giving people a voice and a space to be themselves.
Yes, absolutely. That's been our deep dive with the fearless and multifaceted Sarah Wingfield, also known as Kawaii Doll for Dead Dolls. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to Sarah on all her platforms to keep up with everything she's doing in the underground. And don't forget to visit underground-nation.com for everything up and coming in the underground world. While you're there, check out our Underground Goddess section in a brand new issue of Underground Nation magazine, shining a light on powerful women like Sarah who are redefining the culture. Until next time, I'm your host with the ghost, Bounce Ball Boogie. Keep it real, keep it raw, and keep it underground.
That was another killer episode of the Underground Nation podcast with your host, with a ghost, Bounce Ball Boogie. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe to our guests on all social and streaming platforms, and show your support for the underground at underground-nation.com, where real music lives, loud and proud. Until next time, keep it raw, keep it heavy, and keep it underground.